How's it going there? This is a open mic, open broadcast I'm doing now live. I decided to just open it up and make it public. I've been doing a lot of private uploads this way, but gonna go ahead and leave this one open for the public. So basically, what I have a question is, so now we're going to arrest people for certain ways that they think, right? So Americans, we live on our knees. Now, when before, we'd rather die than to live on our knees. We'd rather die a free man before than to have to live and serve some other something. It's pretty wicked and wild that pretty much anything goes pandorically, if that's how you say it. Um, so it's kind of a phenomenon how things have opened up here lately. I don't have a script or anything to this, just what I'm thinking in my mind. Right now, I do have something written down for later, later event, but we're talking about Kim Davis and her being. They're trying to public humiliate her, but really she's becoming more of a hero than anything. Say you have people that are using they're helping Obama out, and there's how they're saying it is they're saying that somebody can't put the way that they personally think or believe aside and do their job. And I point out again that it's not her job to do that. She's religious and she believes different. Don't use her past either against her because that's redundant. I said it over and over again. I've said it several times because I believe that that the evil people and evil side will try to dig up something on you, even if you've been forgiven for it or paid your consequences for something that you did. The left and or evil, let's just call them evil, will try and pin it on you still and hold it against you for something that's happening right now with them thinking that they have a ethnical right to um, now abuse the law with elected politicians, uh, Trojan back horse Obama that he is going to come in here. He's going to sabotage us with everything, all this stuff that's going to divide U.S. divided U.S. states. That's how I would put the label on if where we're to make it a selection for like Jeopardy or something like that. That's how I would that's how I would state it. Divided U.S. states. So everything that he's doing is basically to keep us all separated, segregated, divided, conquered, beat up, manipulated. We'd rather have us, fight each other out here. So we're going to pinpoint some things that, are going to cause us to literally get into a fight and a mess and flip this mother sucker upside down without even him even flinching, really, because of the way he thinks and now the way that he's tried to construct laws and take our constitutional rights away from us and have us not be able to bear thoughts legally anymore. So there's another question. Do you know who, besides, I would take it, Christian and some non-Christians that just aren't for gay anything? They're not for this gay marriage thing. Um, do you know who besides them that just think that way? So now you're being labeled a criminal for the way you think now. Okay. Besides them, do you know who doesn't have rights or constitutional rights? People in prison. People in prison don't. So now we're equaling Christians and even non-Christians as people who don't believe in, maybe they're non-religious even, and they just don't believe in the. They think they know it's a sham. Just like how they're screwing with everybody genetically, trying to give us all mutated food, or they are they experimented with the hormones that they put in our food. So now I'm just saying, I'm gonna go here. I lost the thought, so I'm gonna go over here real quick. I'm gonna show this. Obama said it himself right here. Look what Obama just said about Christians. I'm glad I caught that whenever he said that. And also, he talks like this in his own book. His book that he wrote about 2 years ago, or three, or how long ago this communist bastard freaking wrote this commie shit that people have to think exactly like the way he thinks. Actually, that's how it is. And so he's having people coming up with ways on how they can manipulate public and society to have to think, coerce us into thinking the way he thinks. It sounds like the mark of the beast. Sounds like mark of true evil. There's a mark of sainthood, a mark for the saints, the mark of the elect, so to speak. And then there's the mark of the beast. There's where people don't understand that. That's why it is kind of rationally you can understand it's possibly the way that people think, and not necessarily actual strike of a tattoo or some kind of chip or some other people are worried about. Because I couldn't really figure out that chip and equal it to the mark of the beast thing, because they're putting it in babies, and babies, we all know, cannot make a decision for their own self. So up until age of accountability for all people, they are basically taught how to think and what to think until they get to a certain age where they can think for themselves. But until then, they don't have they're either developing up to either mark, but there's two sides. There's an evil mark and a good mark. So just so that people can look this up, see what this egghead really actually said, that we must change how Christians think. He seriously said that. Look, it's all over the place. I'm not going to go to the video. I should be legally, technically allowed to, but they don't let me. They're not going to allow me to. So this lady right here is now being mistreated for the way that she thinks, and she's actually, well, I don't know if you could think of anybody else that has been arrested by America's federal government for simply for not taking action or doing something that they said she needed to do. It was her opinion. It came down to being her opinion. So the way that she thinks. So I'm just pointing out a little bit. I'm covering later on a different channel of mine. I'm going to see what the Bible says about the mark of the beast. In particular, I've heard what other people said about it, but I want to see what the Bible actually says about it. And I'll interpret it for my own self. But as far as I'm concerned, it sounds like that jerk and other people are saying, oh, you can't put aside your belief. It's like a belief. The state of mind in which a person thinks something to be the case with or without there being impartial evidence to prove that something is a cause with. And actually, there's actual evidence that homosexuality is wrong biologically. So it's called AIDS. So, and these guys are going to get it mutated because it's been so long since AIDS first came out. They're going to bring about a new strain of AIDS, in my opinion. Also, my opinion is if the federal government really wants to push this, they really needed to bring a clerk, their own federal clerk, down to their federal office or building, and have anybody that was denied by this lady to go and take it up with a federal clerk. But going and arresting somebody for the way that they think is like how real communists work. So now we see how the commie and thief there, Obama, really intended to work all along in the first place. Look here, I didn't prepare a big speech or anything on this. I just wanted to give a couple of my more opinions that actually are not like what the definition of belief said. They're actually facts. So you can check with all of them and check them all out and what I said. And it's just it's really sad and it happens to be true, but there you have it. That's one way, and then you can take an outlook on all of it to figure out how he's going to also attack states and people. I have a big problem with Obama for attacking states' rights instead of letting states make up their own laws and rights and manipulate the thing. And that's how I always said, if some state wanted to make gay marriage legal and they voted it in, and I would back off and I'd stay away from it. And I did until they took this minority excuse to a level to where they're chopping people up over their opinion over this thing. The Supreme Court had to have known that they were crossing a line that they wouldn't be able to go back over the line once they crossed it, and they were crossing the line that they shouldn't be. And they had to have known that before that they did it. So what are they are they setting up to put millions of people in those camps, FEMA camps or something? I have no idea what the irrationality of this whole thing is all about. But obviously it's about dividing people, distracting, getting some liberal piece of crap warmongering hate with America, I hate America agenda bullshit. That's just bullshit, because if you could corner people like Obama and like slap them like O'Reilly, kind of, with these facts and these questions, and fact check this asshole and ask him what the freaking hell his problem is, and may actually put a freaking. I was talking about put him in a shock chair where if he didn't answer, you'd hit his ass shocked, and he has to tell you the truth too. So it's like a one of those um, lie detector tests too, except it's got a electric buzzer on President Obama, and every time he lies, it shocks his ass. And we want to ask him some questions, and if you don't answer the questions, his ass gets shocked as well. And the fact is we want to know why you hate America so much, and why you keep attacking Americans like this. And with now the people that you appointed, it's also Supreme Court justices who are complete backstabbers to humanity. Okay, they're going to come out here and they're going to push their gay agenda when there's so many other things in the world going on. We're going to push this this gay issue. So I can't even turn around or even think. Well, I can, and I am going to get rid of that gay shit, that transsexual stuff, and all that wrong, illegitimate, manipulated, mutated shit stuff out of my hair once and for all. And it will not ever be a factor, and I won't see that shit. There will come a time, real quick, real soon, when I will not be forced to have to see that shit wherever I go, or different places just pop up, maybe these pop-ups on your computer, you like want to go away, you like "Arrgh." Pop-up ad. So there you go. Now give you a thought now. Think. How else is Obama going to attack people's opinion? How is he going to make you? How else is he going to make our opinion that's different than his illegal? Thank you. Thanks for voting for him. Whoever voted for him, I'll thank you once again. I have not ever one time ever voted for a liberal. My entire voting career, whatever you want to call it, I voted every chance I had. I haven't missed an election as far as I know, and I have always voted Republican all the way down the line and always will. So keep giving me the better candidates, Republican Party. Even though that McCain pick, bless McCain, but I think he should retire from politics. That's my opinion. So he's not the better candidate. I like Trump mainly as an outsider because he's truly not a politician, and you're not going to hear politician type of rhetoric from him, but you'll hear political type of rhetoric coming from politicians about him. So we'll see. I'll tell you what, I'll give Trump some insight. Trump, if you try to do better, to be a better presidential candidate for everybody, then I'll try to be a better person myself, honestly. Not dishonest, but I honestly do that anyway, so I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone, sort of. So, anyhow, and eat well. Peace.